So today I have a little bit of a unique episode because I have the honor of talking to somebody who is also fairly new in the mace industry, but is also killing it in the mace industry as well. Killing it with the workouts, and it's amazing to see the progress from this man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and talk a little about himself.
I'm Matt McClellan. We Are the Temple on Instagram. That's pretty much how I'm known, at least in the Mace community. If I wasn't on Instagram, I wouldn't exist as far as anyone else goes. But yeah, I mean, I'm in Maine. I've been working out for pretty extensively for 10 or 15 years by now, and picked up the Mace a year ago and been running with it. That's a nutshell.
So, what made you pick up the mace originally?
I'll step back one question further. I first heard about it on a podcast in 2021. It was the Daily Swole podcast by Swole Normus. I don't know if you've heard of
Yeah,
Papa
Papa
Swolio,
Swolio.
that big long hair guy. Yeah,
Yep.
and I heard about it, or maybe I saw a video. I don't really remember, but I thought it. I was pretty traditional at the time. I thought that was, man, that looks kind of stupid. So I just ignored it. But then what made me pick it up was I just started reading set for set, and I don't know how I came across them. Maybe it was Instagram, because I did start kind of like a fitness page before I started the mace, just dumbbells and stuff. And I came across set for set, and they were explaining the benefits of the mace. And I might have watched some videos, and I was like, well, man, that might be kind of fun, something new. I like new challenges. So I ended up just getting a $40 10-pound mace on Amazon, as cheap as I could get it, and started swinging. And that was well, I just posted my anniversary thing a couple days ago. That was January 12th. I got it, but I think I ordered it while I was out of town for like a month. So I ordered it in December 21. I remember, and I had to wait. I had to wait a couple weeks to get back home before I could use it. But
So literally, it was just out of the blue, and
yeah,
like
pretty much.
out
Yeah,
of nowhere.
yeah, pretty much. I was hitting my power block dumbbells pretty hard in my basement and doing pull ups and push ups and basic stuff because that's pretty much all I had. And then I just read an article and was like, ah, I'll try it. What the heck?
See, that's the thing about the mace community. I feel like this is it. It just falls into people's laps because not exact same story, but a similar story with being because I'm Donnie from Adex really got me into it, but before that, I had gotten like a heavier club set that was at the first gym I started training at, and it wasn't anything like AdX or anything else. I had no idea what to do with it. There was no one ever using it. People are just literally just it's sitting in the corner collecting dust. So I was trying to just even just pick it up with one hand and just hold it there. And then that's like 2018. Now fast forward 2020 or 2021. No, 2021. Pretty sure it's 2021. Yeah, 2021. I got my mace from my club from Donnie, and it's so weird because it just falls with all the great swingers like Tom, like Josh, uh Carlos. It just falls. You don't plan for it. Like I feel like the best like coaches in general, and also like the trainers with the mace, it just so happen to pop up into their lives, and the people that always watch the videos like, oh, I don't know, I could do that. I'm gonna probably pop up my shoulder.
Yeah.
You got the I believe it's either I'm forgetting the gentleman's name, but one of the guys from the Grateful Dead who's still touring. He actually uses a mace and kettlebells and all these other workouts while as old and as damaged his body is from all the drug abuse. Someone that old is still using the mace. So it's
Yeah.
if there's a message that you can give to individuals who are maybe say timid by picking up the mace or even just a little like insecure about it, what would be like one piece of advice for them?
You just got to try it. I mean, the thing is, for me, uh, it seems to be the case for most people. If you just take that step and start swinging, you're gonna think you look awesome, and it's gonna feel pretty cool because it's different. You don't look awesome. I
No,
mean, look back at you look. It looks real bad, but you
I
don't know
cringe
that.
so hard, man. I
Right, I
cringe
know
so
that.
hard at every single one of my old videos.
I know it's terrible, but then you look at the new ones and you're like, "Oh, man, the progress is incredible." But no one, at least no one ever told me that I looked like an idiot.
See, it
They
wasn't
said, "Keep
that's the one
going."
thing about this training. We're relying on a lot of the coaches that are through virtual to help really fix us up, and that's why I'm hoping this thing really does blow up over the next year because we need more physical coaches for this kind of work so we can prevent the amount of shoulder injuries that could happen if you're doing
Right.
it improperly.
Right. Well, my point in saying that no one told me, like, no one was mean about it. Someone would, if I started following people, because I mean, you pretty much have to be on Instagram. I don't go to the gym. I always work out by myself. You have to be on social media or somewhere that you can have someone that knows what the heck you're doing. That's pretty much the only place. If you don't go to a gym, you got to be in a community on the internet because nobody swings the mace. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're not a lot of people that are doing this. At least maybe not in America or not in Canada or whatever. It seems like there's a lot because we see it every day.
No, but
But
the reality there really isn't with the amount
right,
compared to the other equipment in the gym or compared to other workouts. No, there's not a lot of people like doing anything what we're doing or anything. When people even just pick up the mace for heavy, it's even set at just 25 pounds. They're like, how the hell do you even swing this? This is so heavy. It's like
oh
I
yeah,
go up to 50 now, so it's a little, and
right.
then
Well,
their eyes just widen up. Like, how can you move this weight? And it's like there's a lot of technique, like everything else.
it is, yeah. And I mean, you look at the size difference of people that can swing 40 pounds. I mean, I can swing 40 pounds. We can swing 40 pounds fairly easily now. And, you've got, tiny women that can swing more than that. So it doesn't matter. It's all, not all, but it's mostly if you can swing the thing right, you can swing a lot of weight. But going back to the 25 pounds being a lot, just real quick, I got my 10 pound. I was swinging it for a month or so, and I was like, oh man, I had to go away again for a month. So I was like, I really like this. I'm gonna buy a few more. So I got 15, 20, 25. I just bought all three at once. And I opened that 25-pound one. I was like, holy crap, this thing, they must have labeled it wrong. This thing has to weigh 100 pounds. It feels so, it feels so different with that weight on the end of that stick. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially with the add-on kit. When I originally got the
Oh
add-on
yeah.
kit, I didn't even think I was gonna be able to even like cast it up. I wouldn't even think I was gonna be able
Oh
to hold
yeah.
it straight up. But then once you really feel the technique because it's a different type of swing versus if you're swinging like 20 pounds and below. Once you get to that like 30, 40, 50 pound range, it's you need to be strong in order to handle that weight coming over your shoulder. And I'm not
That's
talking
for
like big
sure.
muscle strong. You need to be density strong. That's why uh I'm forgetting her name, but her Instagram is Diarrhea Fitness Junkie.
Kristen O'Brien.
So shout out to her because she was one of the ones that originally started watching for the multiple different tools of multiple different uses of the tool of the multiple different uses of the tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and she's the perfect example of like she's petite, but she's strong and dense, and she's able to move the heavier maces.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I mean, watching her, I don't know if she's up to 50 pounds yet. She will be soon if she isn't. But watching her swing that 40-pound mace is insane. Knowing how small she is even makes it even more unreal.
How tall is she?
She's 5'2", I believe.
Wow. See, and
And I mean, if you look at her, you can pretty much guess that she doesn't weigh very much either.
yeah, that's that's a given, but it's
Yeah.
at the same time that that's a strong body. If she's able to move what she's able to move at her size and at her weight,
Mm,
it should be encouraging for more women to get involved with that kind of a workout because you're able to really do it anywhere. And
yeah.
not for nothing, it's just a fun way to work out too. Like I genuinely enjoy putting my headphones on and zoning out and just getting to swinging.
Yeah. Yeah. That's primarily why I do it. I mean, there's a dozen reasons why I think it's worth doing, but primarily I enjoy almost every second of it, unless I do a real bad swing and tweak something. But you only do that a couple times before you fix it.
Yeah, your body will quickly help your
Yeah,
brain learn exactly what we need to do to prevent that thing from happening again.
yeah.
There's only been one or two times. No, I would say two times definitely that I've had like a minor accident with the club. Never with the mace, but with the club, yes. I was coming up doing a meal, and I looked this way too soon. And as I came back this way, I just cracked myself in the side. Yeah, right here.
Oh
It
man.
left a little welt over here for like a couple of days, but oh, my bell was definitely rung for a little bit because it's like it was full speed coming up. All right, guys. So real quick, want to talk to you a little bit about the newest sponsor to the channel, and that is Based. So for those who don't know what Base is, and for those who missed out on that episode with my boy Eric, who is the owner of the company, Base is a overall supplement company. But for now, they are sponsoring She Legit. Well, not sponsoring. They are pushing more She Legit. For those who don't know what She Legit is basically a potent herbal mineral that is, I want to say, packed out with minerals that are lacking in the average human's body or average human's nutritional diet, or however you want to describe that English. And it actually translates to Sanskrit, if I'm pronouncing that right, Sanskrit. She legit is translates to conqueror of mountains and destroyer of weakness. And I can tell you firsthand that me being on this the last 2 or 3 months now, consistently, I definitely have noticed a little bit more of a strength increase, but I've also noticed a lot of other things that have helped out with testosterone as well. So for those who are looking for a little bit more of that extra push in the gym, the more natural way, it's not testosterone. This is not testosterone. This is not even anything like that on the market. There's nothing else like this. Use code Welshcare at checkout. I believe it's anywhere 10 to 20% off. I don't know what you said. So 10 to 20% off. Use code Welshcare, WELSHCARE. I believe it's 10% off. Use that at checkout and get yourself a month supply. Try it out. Give yourself a full month of consistently being on it, and I guarantee you'll see at least some type of result. She legit. Based. Welshcare. Get it. It was full speed coming up and crack. But then I know, like, all right, at least I know I could take a hit. But shit,
Like
that one really hurt.
the actual head of the club hit you in the head.
Yeah, the actual head of
Oh
the club
man.
cracked me right here, right behind my ear. Like there was a little split here. The earring when I was wearing earrings shattered basically.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, no, it wasn't that was like around the second or third month of me having the club. So I was really learning the heavier swings of it now because I had,
Mm.
I knew what it was like to swing the 10 to 15s. And then when I finally, like, got to like the 20 and 25, I was going one hand, and then boom, that happened. That's also why I
I
try to teach people bailouts.
oh yeah.
Proper bailouts are crucial to learn when it comes down to the mace and club equipment, because it'll save your life at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean not just saving your head, but on a slightly less important note, saving your shoulders or your elbows. If you're in the middle of a bad swing and you sometimes if you're strong enough you can fight through it, but sometimes it's better to just give it up, let it go, get out of the way and start over.
Yeah, it'll fall, but the mace won't hurt. The mace won't get hurt. Yeah, you can pick it right
Yeah,
back up.
and that was one thing. Speaking of ADEX, that was one thing I was worried about. I was like, man, I don't, because I'm still new, but I was really new when I got the thing. I was like, I don't want to drop this because it's parts. I don't want the welding to break. Or of course, they make those things ridiculously well, but I've dropped it a couple times. Just my hand-eye coordination wasn't on right, and I just missed catching it or whatever. And what was I doing? I think I was doing uppercuts. I posted it actually one day. It was a 25-pound uppercuts, not that heavy, but they were decent. And I just missed it coming out of the 360 with my hand catching it. I missed it, and it slammed into the ground. I spot shore. I was like, crap, there goes a couple $100. But picked it right up. I mean, there's a mark on it, but who cares?
Yeah,
That
that's
happens
what that, that
anyway.
that's the most that'll happen to it.
Yeah.
I
I wiggle it around. I was like, well, I'll try swinging it again, see if it falls apart. And then I've been putting 50 pounds on it since. So,
See, that's why, again, shout out to Don and Addicts
yeah.
that came down over there in Deerfield. But when I tell you that I travel a lot with my equipment, I have two maces. one arc, and two clubs. So I travel with them everywhere I go because I never want to get the excuse of I couldn't get my workout in because I do a lot of sales and I also do, multiple different connecting with other gyms for events around Long Island. So I'm always on the go. And always used to miss out on my workouts because my gym would either close down or I don't have the proper equipment at home. Not to say I don't miss my work. I would miss my workout, but I don't get the most effective workouts.
Yeah.
But now it's a whole different story. And in the back of my car, unfortunately, they clank around, they smash into each other every now and then. So it's trust me, I've been doing this for like 2 years now with them. They are grade A American steel that won't break. I I can't wait for Don to fully release that Mastodon because shout out to weightlifting doc. He posted his video the other day of the 91 97 pound club that he was swinging around. That I can't wait if Don releases that additional add-on kit to the add-on kit.
Yeah.
Get that thing up to 77 pounds.
Yeah. I every once in a while when I post swinging an ADX, I'll shoot out, hey, I'm ready for the, what is it called? Not the Rhino. The Rhino's the one we have, right?
Yeah, no, the Rhino one's one. The Mastodon is
Mastodon. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the Mastodon.
That that thing. I'll throw it a little bones. Like, man, that thing needs to be available. I'm
Yeah,
not. I think I could
I'm
go a
pretty
little higher,
sure
but
by the end of the year, I'm pretty positive by the end of the year we will have Mastodon kits for AdX being released. As it's Tony's making it look so fun. It's with how because he also has the additional rings at the bottom of his club, so he was able to bring the regular 77-pound club with the AdX. Now he brought up to 91 pounds. The only
yeah,
other time I've had 100-pound club in my hand when I was at the Strength Factory in Baldwin with Tom DiGioli, and he I picked up the 100-pound club he has. It's just one solid club. Humbling, very very humbling, but it's also not impossible at the same
right.
time for somebody who already knows the techniques and knows how to handle the weight already. It's a lot, but it's not too much to the point that I know that we wouldn't be able to handle it. Like you definitely would be
Yeah,
able to pick up that club, not a problem.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've never really done clubs. The only thing that I have for that would be called a club is I got the uh shoot Kabuki Strength shoulder rock, the portable one
Mm,
that can unscrew with the handle.
yeah.
So sometimes I'll use that for real light club swings, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, it's kind of the same, but I don't do club stuff at all.
Yeah, no, it's very, very much the same when it comes down to the mace work. If anything, I feel that it's more of a major benefit more towards your shoulders, like
Yeah,
and strengthening up, actually like building size on shoulders too, the heavier you go. But it's also for the conveniency of the space training. Like
yeah,
my training, the videos and all I do is right over there, like right around that corner, right over there, and there's no more
yeah.
than about 6 feet of space, maybe on the floor, and I have 7 foot ceilings, and I'm
Oh
six
yeah,
foot
wow.
three. So
Wow.
I am boxed in to say the least,
Yeah,
but I can still get full mills in. I can still
yeah,
do my 10 to 2s. I can still do 360s and everything that I can do with the mace, but with the club. If not, I feel like it's a little bit heavier with the club because you're relying a little bit more on your forearm and actual bicep strength and total arm strength versus the mace where you're using your total body.
yeah,
So that point, I feel like you have to have like if you're really looking to build your grip strength and more so than with the mace, the club I feel personally is the best way to build up that strength because you're relying on such a small dense object, and when you start really flying it around, doing bull whips especially, your grip improves tenfold over time.
yeah, yeah. I would eventually probably like to get at least a club so that I can do heavy, so that I can like an ADEX, so I can put weight on it.
I mean,
Or just
all you
get
need is the club handle from
right.
Adex. Yeah, you
Yeah,
because it's all the weight that we have here for the club for the maces, it fits on the club also. So
yeah,
I already have a bunch of the weights from my passive years of with Don now, but I'm basically just switching out handles. I keep the weights on like the screws themselves, and I just interchange all the handles.
And that's what I would do. Yeah. I considered, holy Jesus, I considered getting the arc, or man, I want so much stuff.
That
If I
arc
want the,
is one of my favorites. I would say, if anything, I would say get an arc, because you can also mimic a lot of the motions with the mace. But if I had to choose between a club and an arc, definitely an arc, because you can also move with it a little bit more.
yeah, yeah, I really want the fat handled mace. I have the original, which I love. But I just, man, I like the flow mace fat handle too. So I just want to try that with the 8X with the heavy weight.
Did you
I
get
came
the
into
Mark Wallman one yet?
No, I only have the original one.
Oh, so
Yeah,
so when that Mark Wallman mace comes back in stock, that handle alone, actually, pretty sure I have it right over here. Yeah, give me 1 second. I got the
yeah,
comparison to handles right. But you have one of each. So I can show you the fat grip, the thin grip, and then the Mark Wallman grip. And I would say if you're gonna do a fat grip, wait for the Mark Wallman maces to come
really,
back in stock, because it's a thicker grip than the thick grip.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's like almost an inch and a half, right?
yeah, just about. And it has, okay. So this is the original. Obviously, my very first club has been beat to hell. But that's the original. This is the fat grip, so you can kind of see a little bit of a difference there. But then the major difference is right here. This is the Mark
Yeah,
Wildman club. So, and this is the same thickness for the mace as well. But this here has been probably one of the better uh tools for addicts, because it's, I want to say, more challenging with the fact that it's a very thicker grip, but it's also more fun
yeah,
because it flies. Like I feel that with this one, especially when I'm doing like when I'm doing my 360s or when I'm doing 10 to 2s with my club, sometimes I'll death grip the club with the original club, and because it's so small, like a regular barbell, but or a dumbbell, this here it makes. All right, guys. Last thing I'm going to bother you guys with. So the Welshcare store that you're also going to see in the description down below, that's where you're going to find my excess energy drink. That's where you're going to find my essential amino acids on the go. That's where you're going to find my collagen gummies, my vitamin D gummies, my blue light gummies, and then also my vitamin C gummies. Looking over here because that's where my computer is, and I can see exactly where I'm, weathermanning at this over here. So if you are somebody who has a hard time taking pill vitamins, then the gummies are right there. If you're somebody who's looking for that little bit of a pick me up throughout the day, it's the perfect little shot of energy. It's 85 milligrams, less than a cup of coffee, and there's a variety of flavors. I guarantee that every single one of you will like. So if you want to contribute any type of way towards this channel or towards just Welshcare or just to support me in general, go to the Welshcare store down below in the description. Order any of the products on there. If you want to sample anything, shoot me a DM and I'll send you over a couple samples. Take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of the episode. This here, it makes it kind of impossible to death grip because of how
yeah,
thick it is.
yeah,
So you have to really rely on your technique. You have to really rely on your overall ability to move the weight while staying, safe.
right. Yeah. Speaking of, while we're on the 8X again, um, before I had the add-on kit, I was swinging 30 pounds, and I did. It can be damaged, I will say. Completely user error. I'll put that out. It's no knock on the equipment because it shouldn't have been done the way I did it. I was taking off the key that is it called the key that you spin that holds in the weights,
Yeah,
or
the screw.
the screw.
Yeah.
I was taking off the screw. Well, I wasn't thinking, and I forgot how when it's loaded, there's only a couple 3 inches that's actually in this screwed in, and I had it angled. I was holding it
Oh no.
sideways in my hand. Yeah, it was pretty.
Oh
And
no.
it all of a sudden, of course, whatever that is, 20, 25 pounds fell out of my hand onto the ground, and bent bent the screw a little bit.
Oh.
So it wouldn't mix. I was mostly swinging fairly heavy at the time, so I put it back in. It still worked fine. And then one day I wanted to go, because I usually would warm up 10, 15, 20. I just go up through, do a few swings at each weight until I got up to 30, and then I do my workout at 30. Well, I screwed it in at 10, and it caught a couple inches in. I was like, oh no. And I was like, do I force it? Or do I just buy a new pin? So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna force it, and I'll just buy another one if I have to. But it went in. It just, I have to twist it a little bit harder than you should have to. So
Oh.
I was like, what an idiot. I just, you got to be paying attention all the time with this stuff.
Literally, and honestly, when I first got my equipment too, I was doing the same type of load up. I would take it from the top, hold it here, and then load it, like stack it up. Until I found, oh, maybe I should just leave it on the floor
Yeah.
and then screw it in from the top and
Yeah.
then adjust it. You save myself a couple of toes. So at this point, I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about it falling over. That it's it's honestly insane though, also how fast you can really adapt to it, because if you really take it serious, because
Yeah.
in my gym, we just only, I want to say last year was around May, that they ordered white lion maces for the gym. And the nobody for the first like 6 months really was picking it up, aside from my clients and aside from myself. Coming into this year, and I'm pretty positive it's really due to Papa Swolio, and the popularity that he's gained over like the last couple months now, especially with his messages, and brutal, honest, and amazing messages at that.
Yeah.
But it's I'm starting to see these this generation of like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old kids picking up the mace, and I see their swings, and it's like, man, I remember when it looked just like that too.
Yeah.
And of course, when I go over to them, I start talking about it, and they look at me like I got two heads, because it's like, oh, what do you know about it? Because not a lot of people will recognize me officially, like really, when I'm at the gym, until I start
Hmm.
swinging it. Because there are a couple pictures of me with the mace around the gym, so they could promote
Hmm.
it. But when I start swinging it and I start showing them the technique, then they're like, "Oh, so you actually know what you're doing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can actually teach you guys how to do this kind of work." And then just by the simple uh tweaks of, instead of having them cast it over this way, the amount of times I see people for a 360, they immediately throw it over their shoulder. And
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too when I first started doing it as well. When at my very first swing, I tried to do the same exact way. But when they really understood that it's more of like a gravitational pull behind your body, and then you're really using your lats to pull it over, that's when they started to get the connection too, because they were also baseball players, so they were trying to improve
Mm.
their swings. So baseball players, lacrosse players, hockey players, tennis players, golf swingers are all key player or key sports where the mace can really improve. Like in football too, I would say, but I completely forgot where I was going off with this one. Uh, wow. See, this is where my podcast brain goes. It goes this way, this way, this way, this way. Damn.
All right.
Damn, I really forgot what I was going to say. Continue on. If you had
Well, I
anything,
mean, I don't necessarily have anything to add as far as the sports world, so I can't help you out there. But because that's where you were going, I think. But no, I mean, I guess I could change gears. Maybe you'll be able to think of what you were saying. But
yeah, that's gonna throw me.
um,
That's gonna throw me for a mad hole, because I'm now just like I'm. It's like that one thing where it's like, damn, now I'm really stuck. It's because and now it's gonna frustrate me. It's gonna click later on in the day. I was like, that's what it was.
well, you can text me, let me know what it was. But
Gotcha.
when I was trying to figure out, I had a couple $100 I wanted to spend after Christmas. I got some Christmas money, so I wanted to spend some money on some new equipment, and I was dabbling with getting some more 8X stuff. But I was like, man, I really want to try swinging a Gada, like the actual wood handle. And if you've seen it, I got the quad mace because it's 25 pounds, decent amount of weight, and it was I've heard they're different. So I was like, I don't want to get some crazy amount of weight that is miserable to swing. So I just got that, and it's a cool looking thing. So I ended up getting it, and man, I love swinging that. That is so smooth. It reminds me a little bit of the Adex. It's kind of the same length. There's, obviously a lot of weight at the end, like anything else, but it's long, which I think is probably the biggest similarity. Um, but it feels so smooth swinging that. It is so comfortable. It feels amazing. I'm pretty much swinging that almost every day at this point. I'll throw in the 8X a little bit to just get a little bit of a grip difference, but I'm really enjoying that.
And I also want to get a guitar as well because Mike Ramjet, I believe that's
Yeah,
his
yeah,
his guitar swings. Especially he's another one to demonstrate like older age and still getting after it every single day. That man and he's swinging that guitar. It's like I really want to feel what it's like to have like it's not like the grip paint that they have on here. Yeah, it does help out a little bit, but when he has that, it looks like a bamboo stick
yeah,
basically attached
yeah.
to just in a cinder cement ball. That's got to move at an ungodly speed when it falls behind you. And
Well, and his are heavy too.
because he makes his own, right? Like he
Yeah, yeah.
basically,
He used to, I think.
man,
He
because
doesn't anymore. If he did, I get some.
I mean, it really can't be that hard to make your own because in reality, it's just finding the molds and then
Yeah,
just getting a stick and just that's sturdy enough that can handle the weight and then
right.
put it in there. But I don't know. Maybe I might take some tips from him and try to make one over the summer this time. Maybe that'll be my summer project. Make
I
a homemade gada.
From what I have seen, it's pretty simple. He's one, and Bill and Steph Sorensen, I think they have a book on how to make a homemade gada, an ebook or something. So
Something I gotta look into then because
yeah,
I definitely want to get a gada because I want to load up my arsenal with just basically kettlebells, maces, clubs, all unconventional strength and Bulgarian bags too. Bulgarian
yeah,
bags are another piece of equipment that is wow. It gasses me out faster
yeah.
than well, not just I'll say just as fast as everything else of unconventional strength training wise, but yeah, that's another piece of equipment I definitely want to get down here as well.
It looks like it would. I haven't had any interest in that yet. Of course, I'm still learning this and I'm enjoying that, so I'm focusing on the mace. But though it seems like you're doing a lot more. I don't. It looks like you're doing a lot more rotational movement, or at least quicker.
And it's a lot more core and it's a lot more to
Yeah,
do with your overall body itself. Like it's similar to the mace, but you're using both hands at a wider rate, so you're activating different
yeah,
muscles and
yeah,
different muscle groups. So it's a definitely a fun piece of equipment. And then I also want to get a slam ball down here too. Like because we have a 44-pound slam ball at our gym right now. And when you get on your knees and you're just slamming consistently for 60 seconds
yeah,
straight nonstop, your core is on fire, your lungs are tapping out, and then obviously your shoulders and your body is just on fire because you're going at a rapid rate with 44 pounds. And then the sandbags too. I
yeah.
We just ordered the sandbags from Freedom Strength, and we have a 50, 75, 100, a 150, and 200-pound sandbag. When I just tried the 150 at Tom's place, I was humbled. That was wow. And then I see him throw around a little bit more about your next protein purchase, and that's going to be the Jocko Milk. So the Jocko Milk, the reason why I push it so much is because it is 4 supplements in one. You have your probiotics, your digestive enzymes, your essential amino acids, and your protein powder literally all in one. Comes in 5 different flavors. Sorry, 6 different flavors. And technically 7 different flavors because of the unflavored version. So you're going to go to originmain.com/Jocko Fuel, or just type in Jocko Fuel, JOCKO FUEL. And don't forget to use code Welsh 10, not Welshcare, Welsh 10, WELSH 10 at checkout for an additional 10% off your order at the end of the day and get yourself that high quality protein. Let's get back to the episode. 300 pounds, like it was nothing.
That's
And
disgusting.
exactly. Thank you. Thank you. The exact words I'm saying. I said to him that is disgusting. That it made it look so easy too, because he's literally casting it over his shoulder, fully over his shoulder. There's not a lot of people that can do the full cast like that. Most people just like fall off to the side, or they'll drop
Yeah,
to the side, and boom, that was their big 300. No, no, no. He will literally project boom, right over his shoulder. Nothing.
yeah,
I'm just standing there in awe, just like wow,
yeah.
incredible
That's
strength.
crazy. Yeah.
But no, Zoom's gonna kick us off here in about 7 minutes. So before we get into like, the last final question, is there anything that you really want to get out there, or anywhere, anything you want to promote over here?
I mean, no, I don't have anything to promote. Just one thing I usually say is I've, I've always I've always tried to do things that I enjoy. Like there's always, I mean, of course, it depends on your goals. Like there is an optimal way to do everything. I'm not that guy. I don't do things the optimal way. I do what I like to do. I try to be as healthy as I can be, and I unless you have a specific purpose in like if you're an athlete, you need to do things exactly right, or if you have an injury, the way you need to do things exactly right, then do things exactly right. Do things in an exact program. But I just think for most normal people, finding something you like and doing it on a daily basis, or at least as long as you can to remain healthy. I think that's key to feeling good, to be in good physical shape. Um, that's really the thing that I want to promote is just enjoying your physical workout. Do something. It's better. I mean, especially in America, most
Mm,
people don't do anything. Find something to do. And in case you haven't noticed, I highly recommend the steel mace or gada or swinging something around is just about as fun as it gets.
and you burn an insane amount of calories when doing so. The
Oh, it's a credible workout.
I minimum 1,000 calories every hour that I swing a mace, just strictly mace and kettlebell work, and that's with also strength training in general. Like, because I'm swinging heavier maces, so my muscles are tapping out at the same time. But what is your overall goal for in general when it comes down to the fitness community? Like, yeah, as far as like, would you like to see yourself established as far as like someone like Kristen, or would you say you're more comfortable with where you're at right now with your as far as like your following and people who are asking questions and all these other students of yours for a
Yeah,
possible future?
well, the reason why I got certified as I'm not really a personal trainer because I don't really do it, but I got certified through NASM a year or so ago, kind of preparing for retirement. I'm planning on, I'm not retiring soon, but 9 years or so. And I wanted to like, well, I've got time. I'll take the course. I'll get some knowledge. I don't have much experience, but I'll get knowledge. And then that's kind of what I'd like to do is just offhand to help people out. This was, of course, before the mace, and now I really would prefer to do that. But I mean, yeah, my goal is just to work out, and I, I hate to say influence because I don't want to be an Instagram influencer, but that's what I'm doing. I just
It's a
want
positive influence. Like you're
to,
also not
yeah,
not pushing a BS product. Like there are
no, right,
influencers that don't take their own product or don't even work out with their own equipment. Like no, if you're an advocate for your own equipment, if you're an advocate and you believe it and you use it, by all means, be the influencer
yeah,
for it so it grows.
yeah. And I'm not really, of course, I'm promoting myself because I'm putting videos out there, but I'm not really promoting any coaching opportunities or training. If people ask me, which is usually the way it goes, just ask me questions and I'll either talk to them or maybe do some videos personally for somebody, or occasionally we'll actually do like a Zoom call or whatever. Um, I'm good with that. I'm pretty busy with my full time job and with my family, and I don't need the extra money, so I'm not really trying to make an extra
Hey,
business.
just setting yourself up for retirement so you can enjoy and
Just
still keep yourself busy.
yeah, I'm setting myself up a little bit. I want to get this out there. It's been real fun, and I think there are huge benefits to it. I think I can be an example of the benefits if people watch me as I get better. And I just like to give a shout out to Steel Mace Flow too. I think that gets a little bit of a bad rap on some of the traditional side. It seems like it's getting a little bit better lately, but that's some of it can look kind of weird.
It's
But that's
incredible for your core.
it's incredible for your. It's an insane workout,
Yeah.
and depending on what you're doing, it's incredible for your shoulders. And a lot of people say that if you're holding the weight or if you're holding the mace on at the weight end, you're losing all the benefits of the mace. That could not be farther from the truth. Sure, you're losing some of the benefits because you're using it differently, but if you're swinging around that mace behind your back doing sword swings, it's you're burning your shoulders up
Hmm.
constantly. And sure, you're not going to gain a lot of muscle, you're not going to gain max strength, but you're getting some insane endurance doing that. So I just want to promote the mace all around. I mean, there are endless benefits to it, and I think every style is physically beneficial to almost everybody.
Yeah, and I feel like steel based flow could be done on days that you're, recovering, on days that you're doing active
Yep,
recovery, and then conditioning, keeping the weight light. You don't have to do a heavy flow, but you can just do something that's very simple, so, but you're keeping the body moving. So you get like, body
yep,
recover, but you're not stiff.
yep. That's pretty much how I do it. I do fairly heavier swings along with my normal workouts Monday, Tuesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Usually, sometimes I switch the days. So I'm flexible, but and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Sometimes I'll do the light stuff, the more fun, dancey art stuff.
I mean, it also kills time too. Like when you're doing that workout, you'll realize, oh wow, it's already been an hour and I'm done.
Right. Well, and moving, if you're moving, it's better
Yeah.
than not moving.
And
Period.
you're also building that weight what was it, timing, just basically being able to move with the weight at the same time
Yeah.
without cracking yourself in the shins.
Yeah. Or ankles, which I've done many
Yeah,
times.
that I've done plenty of times too. So, but Matt, I can't appreciate you enough. I know we were supposed to do this yesterday, but time got crazy. But again,
Um,
appreciate your time this morning, and I appreciate everything that you've said here today. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of your growth with the club swinging and mace swinging.
yeah, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, brother, man. I'll put your Instagram and everything in the link below, so they'll be able to follow you fast.
All right. Thanks.
Take care, brother, man. Appreciate
Have
you.
a
It's
good
been
one.
Welshcare.
All right.